What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Matt DIY. So today's video is actually going to be a how-to. We're going to change the oil in a 2023 Ranger 570 SP. Side-by-side, UTV, whatever you want to call it. So if you've got one of those of a similar year, let's go ahead and get this oil changed. Alrighty, folks, so we're going to go ahead and get the oil changed on this Ranger 570 SP. And I'm going to show you here to start what you're going to need, and then we'll get right into it and get to the point. So for starters, for the drain plug, you're going to need a 6mm hex or Allen key, as some would like to call it. I've got one on a socket and a short extension, just to give me a little bit more leverage. I've got a pair of channel locks. You'll need that probably for the filter, assuming somebody put it on too tight. And then you'll need a oil change kit from Polaris. I don't recommend using other brands and things like that. It's kind of a specific oil that these require, 5W50. And this comes with 2 quarts of that plus your oil filter. It's not super expensive, about 50 bucks. As often as you do it, it's worth it. And this is good for many models, all the way back to like 2010. Sportsman, Ranger, Razor, 570 through 800. So check their website if you want to be really sure. Guys, I'll drop a link down below in the description and comments to this particular oil change kit. It comes with 2 quarts and the proper filter that we need. So you can purchase that as you would like, and that should be good for if you have anything between 2010 and 2023. It takes 5W50, and it's a Polaris, Sportsman, Ranger, or Razor. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and dive into it, and let's drain out the old oil into the pan. You also need one of those as well. Guys, now that we're under the vehicle, it's actually pretty easy to find the drain plug. Under mine, there's 3 holes, and the center one right here actually has the hex drain plug. So it actually fits my 6mm perfectly. So I'm just gonna get that in there. And I did already crack it loose with 2 hands, but it's not too bad. It's not in there too tight. And then once you crack it loose, it's pretty dang loose, and you can use your extension to get the rest of the way. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spin that out a little bit more. And then I'm gonna get my hands up in there and actually take it out by hand. And there is a washer too, so make sure you don't lose that. There we go. We're just gonna let her drain. Alrighty, guys, while it's draining, you can see the stream right there. Just wanted to show you on the right-hand side of the motor, and I would do this all on the right-hand side. You've got your dipstick slash oil fill area right there, and then your oil filter. Mine's covered in mud, but it's right down next to it, right there on the right. And so it's pretty easy to get to. So we're gonna go ahead and let this finish draining, and then we'll put the plug back in, and then we'll come up top here, and everything else is done up here, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so now it's done draining. We're gonna take the drain plug here and put it back up in the drain hole. You don't necessarily have to replace that washer. If you want to, feel free, but it's probably okay. And you can just reuse it. So we're gonna put that up like so. Drain plug's back up in there. We're gonna get our wrench with our 6mm, and we're just gonna tighten it the rest of the way, which is about 12 foot-pounds, I believe, in the manual, but I'm just gonna do a little snugness with one hand, and that's gonna be more than enough. Alrighty, folks, so my oil filter was a little bit too tight for my hand, so I just got out my channel locks, grabbed on there, and got her loose. Now I can get my hand in here and hopefully get her loose the rest of the way. Yep, just come right off. And I just shoved some plastic back in there to kind of catch the mess. I also have my pan sort of underneath here, so should be good to go. Hopefully there's not a ton of oil in the filter. There she is. All right, guys, one thing before you put the filter back in, this is hard to do with one hand, but just go ahead and get a nice coating of oil on that gasket there before you spin the new filter on, just so it creates a good seal. All right, so as you guys can see, I got my new filter in there, and one of the most important things to do is just tighten it by hand, right? So get in there turn it just about all you can with your hand, and then get like one good grab on it and turn it maybe like a 1/4 to 3/4 turn more, and you'll be fine. The gasket's going to seal there. You don't have to drive it home with pliers or anything like that. Alrighty folks, not the best setup here for the oil fill because it kind of runs into the firewall there. Even putting the bed up won't get you a ton more room, so I'm just using a long filter kind of at an angle, and then I'm just gonna dump this in kind of like this at the best of my ability, and get her filled up. Alrighty folks, last step. We're going to take the dipstick out after running the engine for about 3 minutes or so just to circulate the new oil that's in there. So we're going to pull it up and out. Wipe it off the first time. Not look at it. And then we're going to put it back in. And the dipstick like barely fits down in here. It's a little bit of a chore to get it in the right place. Alrighty, and if you can see it, you can see that it's right between the two marks there. 2 quarts, so we get the perfect amount. So we are good to go. Lastly, I'll show you how to reset the service light. Alright, so we got the little service wrench / hourglass here. So to reset that, we're going to hold the mode button. We're going to scroll down to service hours. And we're going to change this to 100. Now, it says in the manual the oil is supposed to be changed every 200. However, you can't set the service hour for 200, so we're just going to set it at 100. Whoops. I waited too long. All right. And then exit. Alrighty guys, hey, thanks for watching there. I apologize if the video was a little shaky, doing it with one hand and changing oil laying down on the ground. It's a little bit difficult, but I think I captured everything you need to be able to do it yourself and change the oil on your Ranger or whatever you have. So if you enjoyed it guys, give the video a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you have questions about anything, I'd be happy to help you out. And consider subscribing to the channel if you're new here as well. We do things on cars and how-tos on stuff like this and maintaining your stuff and who knows what. So if you'd like to come along for the ride on Matt DIY, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, guys, always remember to get out there, do it yourself.